great time to be alive. Now, during this presentation, we're going to have a lot of wind, but that's not unusual because during most flights and adventures, you have unexpected turbulence, unexpected aspects, and nuances that happen. So we're right in the perfect time and space. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kim Greenhouse. I'm the founder of the Rainmaking company at Rainmaking.com and the producer and host of a show that I love so much called It's Rainmaking Time. I've always had this problem of never being able to translate what I do because I'm an artist, a rainmaker for a better world, and I love making and delivering commitments. The purpose of this video is to engage you in why it's so important to establish a totally different kind of funding and to fund a totally different kind of conversation in the area of broadcast, television, radio, and print. Traditionally, the radio and television networks are used to having their own funding, their own infrastructure, their own cooperative agencies that assist them in defining and distributing the narrative. And that narrative is what we call programming. The programming is so powerful that the news is digested as if it's all facts. Well, I wish that were true. Actually, I wish it wasn't true. But the reality is that what you and I ingest as the news are not all facts. They are a powerful, induced narrative that has its way in influencing and sometimes controlling the human mind. Now, the human mind receives the news as reality. So when we hear news, we don't even question that reality. After producing 400 segments for its Rainmaking time, also producing live television many years ago, 65 half-hour shows, I realized that I'm not the same person that I was when I first started. When you have dialogues with people in Army intelligence, in remote viewing, in the military, when you discuss and learn about exotic technologies that are not even on the radar of the human population, when you talk about the fact that there is a secret universe of development, of financing, of technology and weaponry, it's very, very difficult to fund next generation solutions and discoveries. After being on a mission for 37 years to bring a network together that would fund next generation discoveries and solutions and breakthroughs for the world, I realized how geopolitical and powerfully entrenched the establishment and the traditional networks are. They can't help themselves. They do what they do. They were born of a certain consciousness. The people are doing the best they can in the networks, and they believe and come from that what they're giving us is the news. I'm inviting you on this GoFundMe platform to fund me and to fund its Rainmaking time, to treat broadcasting as if it's a quantum realm. It's energetic. And we're going to open the space of the human mind and imagination. We're going to establish a field of inquiry that is not permitted in the traditional networks. This field of inquiry is very important because it's not just in the questions that are asked, it's in having the space and the empowerment to engage in a different kind of narrative, in a different direction, to open up the space for more directions. It's so imperative because the world population ingests the news as if that's the modern day reality. It's not. And this is why a critical mass of solutions and discoveries are never financed. Another reason that they're not financed is because the criteria for funding, the funding paradigm, the funding protocols are the gateway, the juncture that blocks inquiry, blocks discovery, blocks new ways of doing things, and wants to control and seize it. It's just the way a parasitic consciousness and an opportunistic consciousness works. It's very impersonal, and that is the revelation. It's impersonal. I'm inviting you to fund me, to open up your space of networks, open up your space of contacts, and make commitments to fund totally different kinds of conversations. Why is it Mohammed Yunus of the Grameen Bank spoke to me before I was ever on the air? Why did he give me the time and space? Why is it NASA talks to me? Why is it that pioneers and visionaries and artists and scientists and inventors talk to me? Best-selling authors, people with totally different opinions, different realizations and insights, sometimes very opposed to each other. It's because I'm trustworthy and I do the due diligence and I care. And I care more about the stewardship of conversation and opening the space of the human mind and bettering the world than I do about my own views. But so many things are not put on the table. They're not even on the radar of conversation. And I said when I started It's Rainmaking Time, I don't want to interview politicians. I don't want to talk to them. They'll pollute my show. They'll pollute the beautiful work of It's Rainmaking Time. But you know what? I have to talk to some of these people. And I have to talk to leaders who are both known and unknown, leaders in the area of the political realm. Because the stewardship and the conversations that are happening are insufficient to help induce the breakthroughs, the expansiveness, the revelations, the imagination, the inspiration to get anything else done. We have a great time to finish Part 2. The windstorm has passed. We have beautiful birds. There may be some barking dogs. So this has to be done quickly. It's all about stewardship. The stewardship of anything is just as important as the goods, as the company, as the product or service, as the breakthrough, as the leadership. The way something is stewarded matters. Its consciousness, the humanity involved, the fairness and authenticity. It matters. How one navigates power, how one shares power. It matters the area of disclosure. All of this matters. Don't ever underestimate stewardship. It's the key to not only opening up future universes of solutions and discoveries and breakthroughs, but in giving them the ecosystem to flourish. And I'm about building this ecosystem, initiating conversations that lend themselves to breakthroughs. It's so exciting. We found out that there's plenty of water all over the world to make sure nobody goes thirsty. We found out that the way you find it and drill for it are going to be different because it doesn't have to do with aquifers. We found out, thanks to Jacques Benveniste from France, that not only water has memory, but that water can be cleaned and charged in something beyond chemistry. And that something is science beyond chemistry. We found out that the blockchain and Bitcoin are not just this fringe digital system of payments by a bunch of anarchists, but through Andreas Antonopoulos, we understand it's the internet of money. We found out through Dr. Mohammed Yunus's foundation of the Grameen Bank that you can feed everybody on Earth, that you can finance everybody on Earth without collateral. This is profound, yet you don't hear about it in the news. So much is exciting that can be done and is being done, and it needs funding. It needs free and clear funding. Conversation is alchemy. And thinking is alchemical. Speaking is an alchemical event. Words are alive. Speaking is alive. It's magnetic. They're not empty. And they fill us and others with hope and spirit and the ability to deliver. In fact, alchemy is what's needed in conversation to expand our universe of understanding, compassion, unity, cooperation, and collaboration. The French elections are coming up. They're imminent. And what happens in France is a microcosm of what's going to happen around the world. France isn't the only place where there's strife. The European Union is going through strife and conflict. The United Kingdom is going through strife and conflict. The United States is going through strife and conflict. So stewardship matters. The way we converse and open up worlds of opportunity matters. Yes, there will be confusion. Yes, there will be some chaos, but positive, life-giving chaos, generative chaos. It's rainmaking time. Needs to be in Europe, in Paris, before the French elections have completed. I want to interview and talk with the most receptive stewardship available. It's contentious. It's contentious there as it is here. But these conversations need to be had. And we need to understand and perceive what's happening properly without political agenda. We need to be open and receptive, and receptivity is the key to living in a coherent world where mind, body, and spirit are in coherence, and our world is in coherence with that. We need to bring heart back into business and show that business is not just business without heart. That it's not acceptable to not have heart in business. We can thank Anita Roddick for that, of The Body Shop, and Dr. Muhammad Yunus. I need your funding. I need free and clear funding. And we, the team that will be called in, this wonderful team, this noble team doing a noble work, need free and clear funding to go all the way, to film, to document, and to get this work on servers and satellites so that you can receive the beauty of what's really here on Earth. Please join us at GoFundMe, at the It's Rainmaking Time page there, and fund us. Open up funding. Open up your networks. Open up to everybody you know. Help this go viral. You can pay in Bitcoin, in PayPal, gold money, or straight away at GoFundMe. Go to our archives at itsrainmakingtime.com. Check out one of the 400 shows that have been done. We appreciate you, we love you, and we look forward to being of service and doing continued great work. Fund us. It's Rainmaking Time. Thank you very much.